The town I live in can be a fun and sunny place in summer, but anyone who has lived in Japan knows that all ends when winter comes. And winter is coming. If you've ever lived in a traditional Japanese house, you know winters can be brutal. Japanese homes, especially older wooden Akiya houses, are notorious for poor insulation. It's all fun and games until the snowflakes fall. You don't want to stare down a 10-day forecast like this in winter without some serious preparation. This is the nighttime temperature outside, and this is the inside temperature in my house. Ouch. Let's take a look at a few simple DIY insulation projects I've done to help the house retain heat and survive the Japanese winter, especially at night. It all starts at the local Japanese hardware store, the best place to find DIY insulation materials. I'm picking up some supplies for my first project, and this project is probably the most significant upgrade for heat retention. I'm buying 30mm blue insulation foam sheets, not the cheapest of materials. And I'll also grab some sealant foam for the corners. Again, not so cheap. And yes, I need a bigger car. That's in the works. Honestly, I hate K-cars. My upstairs ceiling has been a long-term project, and I've been slowly insulating it over time. But the upstairs sidewalls leak a ton of heat and they need to be tackled fast. This is one of the main areas where warm air escapes and cold air sneaks in. There's honestly just this huge gap between the wall and the house. It wasn't actually designed to be this way because, well, the ceiling was closed from the beginning. A while back, I bought this spray-on foam that's supposed to be an insulation foam for walls. I'll use it in the corners, but trust me, I have very low expectations because the results are always terrible. I've said it before in earlier videos, never buy this spray foam. It's garbage. Instead, I'll use a proper foam gun to fill the corners. This kind of gun lets you control the amount of foam coming out very precisely. Look at how much cleaner the finish is with the foam board and a professional spray gun. Which looks better to you, this or this? The project took a solid day, and I'm excited to see how much it improves heat retention. Now, both sides of the upstairs are sealed and insulated. But I'm not a perfectionist, and please don't look at me for tips on how to insulate a house. I am not an expert. And as beautiful as these blue foam walls are, I know, right? I'll be covering them with thin wood veneer sheets. That's all part of an ongoing process, but at least the insulation is done for now, and it's already making a huge difference. Next up, restoring this old Aladdin kerosene heater, a true Japanese winter classic. Years of neglect turned the wick solid, so it no longer travels up and down. I'll use denatured alcohol to loosen it up. Just a few squirts here and there, and then wait a few hours. It worked pretty well, but it didn't come out without a fight. Here's the old wick next to the new one. Now you just have to reassemble everything, add kerosene, and let's light the old girl up. There it is, that iconic blue flame. I'll use this old girl to heat parts of the upstairs that don't have any heating units. These old kerosene heaters put out an incredible amount of heat. And now it's time again. Yes, time for
Ghetto Fix.
This is probably the most Japanese thing you can do to keep your house warmer in winter. These plastic sheets appear in the hardware store every winter. They're marketed as specifically for covering windows to keep the cold out. And yes, they look terrible. But my windows are easily the worst for losing heat. And if anyone has ever owned an Akiya house in Japan, any old house is going to have these type of windows, and you're going to feel the draft. So I'm going to give these insulation sheets a try. I'll stick them on and see if they help block the icy breeze literally coming through the glass. And oh my god, this setup is janky. And go ahead, give me the Janky House Award already. It's a lock. This is the jankiest thing I've ever seen. And speaking of janky, these Japanese shoji doors. Nothing says shabby, abandoned ghost house like torn shoji screen doors. Not only do they look like someone kicked through them on purpose, my daughter, but they also let all the warm air escape. Who knew? They sell products that supposedly help peel off the old shoji screen paper, but honestly they don't work, so don't even bother buying them. My method is just to wet the paper, let it sit, and repeat a few times. Then you can come back and carefully scrape it off with a wet towel and a fine blade. Try not to lose any fingers or two in the process. Then you unroll the new paper, you align it with the door, tape it in place, and start gluing it down with special shoji glue. Trim the excess. And voila! Beautiful new shoji screens. Be prepared to spend all day doing this project. Seriously, why didn't I do this sooner? It looks so much better, and not haunted at all. Okay, so our baseline at the beginning of the video was 10 Celsius inside. And with these fixes, we've bumped it up to 18 Celsius. Honestly, I'm thrilled with the results. Still, you might say 18 Celsius is still a bit chilly. And you're right, I'll keep looking for more ways to improve the home insulation in my house. But these were some of the easy weekend DIY projects that make a huge difference. Winter is coming, and to all my fellow Japanese Akiya homeowners and DIY renovators out there, stay warm, good luck this winter, and see you next time.